Welcome, Namaste. This is a traditional Ashtanga, classical Ashtanga Pranayama class. And so you'll get to follow along, hear about 10 pranayama or breathing exercises, and get a chance to try them out as well. Pranayama or the breathing exercises are a little bit easier to do when you don't have a full stomach. So I like to do pranayama in the morning before I've eaten breakfast. Any time of day is fine for pranayama as long as you don't have a full tummy, so that you can feel settled and so that the action of your diaphragm doesn't interfere with your digestion. Any way of sitting is fine for pranayama as well. A lot of folks find that cross-legged position is nice. You may feel more comfortable if you sit up on a block. I'm going to sit up on my bolster here. And it's also possible to do pranayama sitting in a chair. So if that's your preference, then feel free. So we'll start by coming into our seat, finding our comfortable position, rooting down to the sitting bones, whatever prop or seat we're sitting in, and then growing up tall through the spine. And maybe we'll take a nice roll of the shoulders coming back, and we can start with our hands resting gently in our lap or on our legs. The first breathing exercise is Nadi Shodhana. So this is a full yogic breath. So drawing the breath down into the belly and then expanding through the chest. And the exhale is exhaling from the chest and then drawing the belly in. So that's the yogic breath. Nadi Shodhana does have alternate nostril breathing. So some folks call this alternate nostril breathing, or sometimes Anuloma Viloma. The action of the hands will put the hands into Vishnu mudra. So the two peace fingers, index and middle finger, are tucked into the palm of the hand. Thumb and ring finger come out. And we're actually going to close off one nostril and then the other. Focusing on the breath helps with pranayama, and with this Nadi Shodhana, you can focus on Agni, so the third eye, if you like, one of the chakras in the body. So we'll start by closing off the right nostril and breathing in yogic breath through the left nostril. So drawing into the belly, drawing into the chest, and then we'll switch before we breathe out, closing off the left nostril this time. Chest, exhale, drawing in on the belly. We'll inhale, same nostril, into the belly, into the chest. And then before we breathe out, we'll switch. So now the thumb is on the right side. Exhale out of the chest. Exhale through the tummy. So continuing at the speed of your own breath. Inhaling and then switching nostrils before you breathe out, and then the exhale. Focusing on Agni. And remembering to switch each time before you breathe out. And if you ever get lost or mixed up, that's totally fine. You can always catch up again before your next breath out by switching the nostril that's closed off. If you like, you can close your eyes here. And bring your focus to Agni, the third eye. The ancient yogis believed that the Nadi Shodhana purifies all the nadis in the body, so all of the energy channels spread out through the body like nerves. It is a calming, moderating, and balancing kind of breath. Really nice one to start pranayama practice with. And make this your last round. So your last breath out will be a breath out on your left nostril. And then you can bring your hands to your legs or to your lap. When you're done, we can move on to the next breathing exercise. Nadi Shodhana that we just did is the first of 4 purification breaths. The next one is called Kapala bhati, or the skull shining breath. So this is another breath where we'll get to bring our focus to Agni, the third eye. We'll inhale with a breath into the chest, and then we'll breathe out through our nose in little puffs. We won't need to think about the inhale will happen automatically. So the puff will come out with a bit of force, and then the inhale will be kind of a reflex that comes after. Shoulders stay relaxed. Belly stays mostly relaxed. So we have a tall posture still, but we're gentle with this breath. So inhale into the chest, and then puffs out. You can keep going for 30, 40, maybe 50 breaths out. And then when you've come to the end of a set, you can breathe out, breathe in again, and then you can start the next set. And if you like, you can take a few catch-up breaths to sort of feel like you're regulated in between your sets. So deep breath into the chest, and then puffs out for Kapala bhati. Keeping going for 30 or 40 or up to 50. However long your sets are, making sure that there's no strain, making sure that your breathing exercises are relaxed. This breath is a bit of a heating breath, and it is meant to purify Udan Vayu. So this is the Vayu that is in the head and neck region. And as you exhale, you can think about tapping on the inside of your third eye, or Agni. Probably finished your second set now, so we can go with a third set. Inhaling into the chest and exhaling when you're done breathing out, maybe taking a few regulating normal breaths in and out. And we'll move on to the third purification breath, which is Agnisara dhauti, or the fire cleansing breath. So for here, we'll bring our hands onto our knees. We'll bend a little bit forward. We're going to breathe out all our air, and then retaining that breath out, so without breathing in again, we're going to suck in on the tummy and then let it relax. And then suck in on the tummy again and let it relax. So it's a activation of the abdominal muscles, and it looks something like this. Breathing out. And then to practice this breath, we'll put our hands on our knees, lean slightly forward, taking a breath in, and then exhale, big exhale, and then drawing in and releasing the tummy. Going for 8 or 10, maybe up to 20 or 30. And when we're done, inhaling to come up, maybe taking a regulating breath. And we'll do 2 more sets of Agnisara dhauti. Inhaling to grow tall. Exhaling to bend forward, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, and then drawing in the belly. Agnisara dhauti deals mostly with samana vayu, so the vayu or energy that circulates around the center of the body. And you can probably tell it's kind of a heating exercise, so very energizing, and you may find that you're ready to take off your sweater or your scarf. The next purification exercise, or purification pranayama, is Ashvini mudra. And this one deals more with apana vayu, so the energy that flows downwards and through the pelvis and the legs. So this one is very subtle. We'll take a breath in, we'll retain the breath, and then if you use Jalandhara Bandha by tucking in the chin and closing the throat, feel free to use that as well. Otherwise, just holding the breath in. And then we are going to contract the anal sphincter. And we'll contract and draw up on the sphincter and then let it go. Relax completely. And then contract and draw up on the anal sphincter and let it go completely. So we'll give that a try. Breathing in. Retain the breath. When you get to 20 or 30 or 40, letting the breath out, maybe taking a regulating breath in and out, and we'll do 2 more sets of Ashvini mudra. Inhaling and then contracting, drawing up and relaxing. Ashvini mudra means the horse seal, and it is named after the horse because of horsepower. It is a powerful kind of exercise, and it is really great for developing and strengthening the muscles of the pelvic floor, not only because of the contraction, but because of the relaxation. And when that feels like enough, letting that breath out. And then once you've done 3 sets of Ashvini mudra, that is the end of the 4 purification breaths. And we can move on to the next breath, which is Tribhanda, the 3 seals or the 3 locks breath. So here we will inhale into the belly, and then we'll inhale into the chest. And as we inhale into the chest, we'll contract the anal sphincter and draw it up, so letting that draw us taller. When we get to the top of the breath, Jalandhara Bandha comes in, so tucking the chin slightly to close the throat. And then we can hold our breath here for 1 or 2 or up to 5 seconds. And then we release the breath first out of the chest, drawing into the stomach. And then as we breathe out, we continue drawing in on the stomach, and we pull into Uddiyana Bandha. So we're pulling the navel in and up. For about 1 second, and then we can move into the next breath. So inhaling into the abdomen, inhaling up into the chest, drawing up on the anal sphincter, Jalandhara Bandha comes on, and holding. And then exhaling, pushing the air out, drawing the air out, and then Uddiyana Bandha, drawing in on the navel and pulling it up. For 1 or 2 seconds, and then inhaling into the belly, to the chest, drawing up on the anal sphincter, Jalandhara Bandha, holding for 2, 3, 5 seconds, and exhale out of the chest. Exhale, drawing the belly in. Keep exhaling, and then belly button comes in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. And then taking an inhale in through the belly, anal sphincter comes on as we inhale into the chest, Jalandhara Bandha comes on. And then exhale out of the chest, drawing the belly in, pulling the belly in more as we exhale more, and then at the end of the exhale, abdomen draws in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. If you like, you can pause the video and do a few more rounds of Tribhanda, or 3 seals. The rest of us will move on to the next exercise, the next pranayama, which is Ujjayi pranayama. This is the victorious breath. So we will breathe into our chest, we'll breathe in and out through our nose, and as we breathe in, we'll constrict the back of the throat so that there's an audible hissing sound or an ocean waves kind of sound coming through the back of our throat. So inhale. Retain the breath at the top. You can bring Jalandhara Bandha in, holding for 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, and then exhale without sound out of the nose, letting the breath be relaxed and natural. Breathing in, making the sound. Letting a silent exhale. to 5 breaths, or if you like, you can pause the video and do more Ujjayi Pranayama on your own. Ujjayi Pranayama is moderately heating. It's meant to reduce mucus and congestion, and it also helps us to express emotions. So making this sound in our throat can help us to find our voice when it comes to emotions. There are the next breath has 2 options or 2 variations. So we've done some breathing into the chest with Ujjayi Pranayama. Now we're going to breathe into the abdomen, and we'll breathe through our mouth this time. And there's two variations for pulling the air in. One is to curl your tongue and stick it out, kind of like you're going to breathe through the straw formed by your tongue, or like the half pipe straw. So that is called Shitali, and it looks like this. Retain the breath. And then exhale. This is a very cooling breath. So you can continue with Shitali, with your tongue making a pipe, for up to 5 breaths. If you find that you're a bit chilly, if it's winter time or if it's drafty where you are, maybe 1 or 2 is enough. We don't want to get too cooled off during pranayama, don't want to catch a chill. The other option is Sitkari, and this is where we pull the air in through our teeth. So not everyone has a tongue that can curl, and that's okay. The other option is to pull the air in around your teeth. So that one would look like this. I'm doing up to 4 or 5 of whichever variation works for you, and knowing that you can always come back to this breath at some point if you find yourself overheated during the day or out running around in the world. I don't practice Brahmari, which is the B sounding breath. So the next one we'll do is Dirga rechak, which is the slow exhale. So for this breath, we'll inhale into the chest and then exhale very, very slowly, with the focus being on the length and the smoothness of the breath out. So taking the next inhale in whenever you're ready, regular natural breath in through the nose. Slow exhale out the nose. Smooth, long, relaxed breath out. Making sure that we're not hungry for the next breath when it arrives. Do up to 5 Dirga rechak. If you like, you can pause the video here and do more Dirga rechak, or slow breaths out. The next pranayama exercise is Dirga purak, the slow inhale. So we're still breathing into our chest, still breathing through our nose, but we will inhale very, very slowly focusing on the length and the smoothness of the breath in. When you get to the top of your breath in, exhale, natural breath out of your nose, and then on to the next cycle. A few cycles of Dirga purak. If you like, you can pause the video and do some more on your own. The next pranayama exercise we'll do is the meditative breath. And this is where we start to let go of the fancy forms of discipline and control of pranayama practice, and instead just focus our awareness on the quality of our inhale and our exhale. Starting to introduce some aspect of pratyahara, or turning the focus inward. Finding a comfy spot for your hands. Turning your attention inward. We'll stay here for a few minutes of meditation with the meditative breath. I'll keep track of the time. And we'll end the meditation with a bell. If you ever find yourself distracted, your attention has wandered, very gently and without judgment, you can bring your attention back to your breath, contemplating the inhale and the exhale. Turning the focus inward. Start to bring your attention back to the room. Start to pay attention more to the sounds, the smells. Maybe gently fluttering your eyes open, taking in the sights. Thanks so much for doing the pranayama practice with me today and for meditating together. Namaste.